Ladies and gentlemen, eyes up. All bets are off now. This is Count It In. How many four-letter code words can be made using the letters in the word pencil if the repetitions are not permitted and the four-letter code word should start and end with a vowel? To do this, let's try to use the fundamental counting principle. We are assured of that our code words should be a combination of four letters, 1, 2, 3, and 4, taken from the letters in the word pencil. Now, repetitions are not permitted, hence we're going to look into the concept that once we have used a certain letter here, let's say, just for this case, P can no longer be used for the next few placements. But we also have other restriction that it should start and end with a vowel. That would mean that strictly for the first and the last placement, the fourth one, we are to place there either E or I. Okay? Since there are only two vowels, that would mean that if I'm going to use here E, and since E can no longer be used as the last vowel, that would mean that I is placed here, or vice versa. With this in mind, we know that for the first placement, there are two possible vowels that can be used. And if ever I use already E, that would mean that we are left with only one vowel that can be used for our last letter, which is of the four-letter code word. Okay? Of course, if this would be I, that would mean we can still use I and E, but if this is I, that means that the last would only be letter E. Okay? That is for our restriction. Now, talking about our middle letters here, since we have 6 letters on our word pencil, if we use letter E here, that would mean that there are 5 remaining letters here. However, take note that we only have 2 vowels, and those 2 vowels already occupies the first and the last placement. In short, if I'm using here E, I only have the letters P, N, C, and L here, since I is surely to be placed on our last placement. So instead of 5, what do we have here would only be 4 consonants. If ever that we have 3 vowels in the word, just for instance, there are 3 vowels and we have here 3 options for the first and 2 for our last, the last vowel can be placed either here or here. However, for this case, since we only have 2 vowels and they are sure to occupy the first and the last portion of our code word, again, we are only left with the remaining 4 consonants for our second placement. And these consonants can no longer be placed on the first as well and the last because they are strictly 4 vowels. Now let's complete this. Since if we are using P here, just for instance, we are having 3 more consonants for this placement. So these are the numbers for each important placements for the concept that there should be no repetition and at the same time it starts and ends with a vowel. The fundamental counting principle allows us to multiply all of this to get the total number of result for the number of 4-letter code words. That would mean 2 times 4 is 8, times 3 is 24, times 1, we have 24 possible 4-letter code words that can be made using the letters in the word pencil with the following restriction. Number 1, there should be no repetition, and number 2, the first and the last placements should be occupied with the vowel. You could try writing all the possible combinations. You have only 24 in this instance, and that's not too much to do, but I'm gonna leave that for you for your own practice. And this is for Count It In. Talking about getting the luck of the draw. For all in, subscribe now.